Buenos Aires. Here I am in the middle of Avenida 9 de Julio, 9th of July Avenue. That's the obelisk right there. I know you can't see much of it right now. But this is a pretty darn wide avenue. I think Usain Bolt would run out of gas before reaching the other side. But I made it here after a 14-hour bus ride, and more on that later. But I'll be doing some exploring here in the city center. That's the Teatro Colón behind me, one of the world's most renowned theaters for symphonies and for operas. So as for my trip, the good news is I was in a first-class seat that reclined 180 degrees. The bad news is it's designed for someone a bit shorter than myself, so all the lumbar support was kind of where my thighs were. I've been fighting a stiff back all week, and that didn't help. But it was an experience. It was worthwhile to enter into the city from the outskirts, going from countryside to the middle of this urban chaos, even if we did get stuck in some rush hour traffic. And from there was a taxi ride to my hotel, got in, managed to rest up a bit, and now back out to explore. Finally, a store for the perspiring gentleman. Well, good morning on this beautiful clear blue day here in Buenos Aires. This is the view from the rooftop terrace at my hotel. I've just had breakfast and I'm fueled for another day of exploring. Well, while I'm going for a stroll in this lovely park, I'm going to talk a bit about the Argentine economy. You see, all the talk is about the credit crunch in the US and its impact on global markets. Well, Argentina went through its own economic collapse back in 2001, so they know what it's like. In fact, most people here lost their savings, and it's hard to get credit anymore from the bank. If you're buying a house, for instance, you're going to have to do it on cash. That's why installment plans are very popular in the stores, because that's the only way people can afford to buy luxury goods, like an LCD television, for instance. So the upshot of all this is that Argentina is pretty much a cash society. The banks are busy. There was a lineup to get into the bank this morning because people bank day to day. There isn't the trust in the system for long-term savings like we have back home, and it certainly shows in the way people act and spend their money here. And maybe a good lesson for us back home as we adjust to the economic crunch that we're going through. This one's called Woohoo! We just won the three-legged and one-armed race. Well, this is the entrance to the Recoleta Cemetery, and I'm going to go in and pay my respects to Evita. Well, you can see that many people come to see Evita in her final resting place in the Duarte family crypt. But this is no time for sadness. And all I ask from the fine people of this good country is this: no lacrimosity on my behalf. Well, the cemetery is a veritable city of ornate stone and marble crypts. I mean, it makes for a fascinating place to walk around on a nice, clear day. I don't think I'd like to be alone here on a dark, moonless night, though. Well, after a good lunch, I toured the Fine Arts Museum, Museo Nacional de Bellas Artes, and it's got a good selection of European art. What I also liked was the Argentine art. A lot of it shows the Spanish settlement of the Argentine frontier, and it's a lot like the settlement of the American and Canadian West. Well, if you're an aficionado of modern architecture and design like I am, then you'll love this place called Buenos Aires Design. The stores are filled with awesome modern furniture, housewares, decor. Really worth having a look. And what a perfect day this is for walking around. I couldn't imagine a better day. Clear skies, nice breeze. I could live with this. You see, that's Argentina Jones. Well, I think you've seen how crowded it is in that subway train. This is a survival of the fittest, to be sure. Well, it's just after 9 o'clock and I'm headed for dinner. Now, eating dinner at this time is like retirees in Florida going out at 4:30 in the afternoon. Ridiculously early. But my constitution can only wait so long. Now, if you're looking for steak in Buenos Aires, you go to La Cabrera. They have 2 branches, 2 blocks apart from each other, and they happen to be 10 blocks away from my hotel. So, all the other places are pretty empty right now. Hopefully it's the same there, and I'll be looking forward to a good dinner. Well, there is a rule among epicures not to eat anything larger than your head. I may have violated it tonight. Talk about not filling up on bread. You want to avoid being within 3 miles of a bakery for a week before eating at this restaurant.